Hello YouTube, today at Power Jack Repair we got an Asus G46V or G46VW, and at powerjackrepair.org what we do is we replace the jacks on the laptop computers. And if this video is going to be helpful, please leave a like, feel free to donate, and all of the donations go toward the better equipment. So couple of things here is this laptop arrived to us with the broken connector. Even though you can see it being broken, maybe it's not even broken, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test it out. I put a plug, 2.5 by 5.5 millimeter plug right there. We put it on resistance, and then we find the negative portion here on the board, and we try the negative one right there, and we see that the negative conducts everything just fine. There is no resistance. And positive conducts everything. Now let's see if we wiggle it. Yep, we wiggle it and it also conducts everything just fine. So it might not even be a jack issue. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to test the power supply. Here we got the power supply, which is even bigger than the laptop itself. It is 9.5 amps and this needs 9.23 amps. Seems like the power supply is a brand new piece and might be even the aftermarket power supply. So we set it to 50 volts and see, yep, we do get voltage from the power supply. Alright, so the jack shows us no issues and the power supply shows us no issues whatsoever. So maybe it has nothing to do with the jack to begin with. Let's flip this guy over. Connect the power supply right there. And let's see if we get any lights. And we get no lights anywhere. But quite honestly, this has nothing to do with the jack probably. It's just a laptop that died all of a sudden probably. No, I mean we do get the power from the battery still. So right there it still powers up. See Republic of Games. But it doesn't charge the battery here anywhere. Well, maybe the battery is all the way charged up and that's the reason why it doesn't wanna show us anything here. Let's see. Would I buy a laptop like that for myself? No, I wouldn't, simply because this brick is too heavy. I mean, you could build exactly the same laptop. Well, similar design with much lower power supply. I mean, this is just like a brick you have to carry around. The laptop needs to be extremely lightweight. It shouldn't be. And this thing right here, aluminum casing, oh, your palms are always cold from using. The screen is good. Screen is really good right here. And it's obviously i5 and it's got a GeForce GTX. Alright, so the thing here to see is that, oops, basically right there on the bottom there was a, let me remove the client information. Oh, okay, so here. So when I wiggle it, the screen becomes either dim or not dim. Okay. So obviously something isn't right with the connection and the laptop does work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut it down. And we're gonna replace the jack and hopefully it's gonna work fine. That is, because it still works sometimes now. I don't wanna make it worse. Okay, it doesn't wanna shut down anymore. Please shut down. Shut down. Alright, somebody sent me a message. So, and thank you so much for sending messages instead of calling, because in 2020 it's really hard to take the mask off, answer the phone. All right, let me shut it down. All right, so let's disconnect the power supply. It shut down all the way. So here, let's move those tools out of the way so you wouldn't see this. And let's rotate. Wow, the camera for some reason shows more than necessary here, like that. All right, okay. So let's begin. First we unscrew the screws on the bottom. And I quite honestly think there are screws right here, right under those two pads. So let me first see. So this is basically a tutorial on how to take it apart if you want to replace. So yeah, there's a screw right there. That's a Phillips head screw. And that's another screw right there. Now, let's unscrew the Phillips head screws with Phillips heads. Right, nice and long right here. Another long screw right there. We set them aside, and probably we also have a screw right here. Don't want to be breaking anything, so from here to the side. This is nice and thin and small screw right there. All right, so here we got two more Phillips head. And those are not as long and not as thin. So those are the fat but short screws. And here we got a Torx, let's see which Torx it is, T8H. T8H is the bit. Small screw. All right, so 4 small and short screws right there. This is extremely long screw. And that's also extremely long screw, 2 screws that are extremely long. Let's see this guy. So those 3 screws are long and the same. All right, so set the drill bits aside. Flip this guy over. Let's see what we can do here. First of all, all right. This thing's supposed to flip out like that. And right there, we need to disconnect that screw and that cable right here. But in order to disconnect it, you need to make sure you're not going to rip it apart together with that holder that's below it. I mean, even if you rip it apart, the speaker not gonna work fine. But you just want to be gentle, like that. Okay, looks good to me. Now, let's unscrew this screw right here. All right. And let's unscrew another screw right there. Set them aside. Now you want to unscrew this one. Okay, and you want to unscrew that one. Good job. Now like that. Remove this thing right here. And let's disconnect the wireless cables. Like that and like that. Okay, good job, good job. Now let's disconnect this cable right here. Carefully, don't pull on anything, just like easy breezy as I'm doing it here. Here. We got this cable for the LED LCD. So we want to pull on it upwards. There maybe a different angle would be a lot more helpful. So there is grips right here. And it comes out by itself. All right. Now we got a motherboard screw right here. And we got, yeah, that's pretty much all I need to work on for now. So I flip this guy over like that. Over like that. Let's see. I should have a guitar pick here someplace. All right, so I'm trying to put a guitar pick right where it belongs, right here, like that, like that. Okay. So once the guitar pick is in place, what I'm doing, I'm just going through all of it. All right, and so what I want to do is I want to leave this guy in there and keep going with the guitar pick. My fingers. You know what? I think maybe we have screws right under here as well. Let's see. No, we don't have any screws here. I was wrong. Okay, so we don't have any screws there. It didn't come out as easily as I expected. All right, so let's begin one more time. So we lift up this side. All right. I don't want to use the metal here because it's gonna scratch this aluminum casing. All right. Okay, so let's try and use this thing right there. Careful around here because there are lights right here. Maybe we can. Okay. Okay. And here we flip it over this way. And what I do is I don't like to touch this side. First, what I want to do is disconnect this battery right there so that it wouldn't be shorting like that. All right. So once the battery is disconnected, this is what's called a reverse hinge in my opinion. So you're not hinging it from this side, you're hinging it from that side right there. All right. And we disconnect the wire here. The thing is, if I break this hinge, I can always replace this motherboard. If I break that hinge right there, then there's nothing anybody can do. So not you, not me, nobody. You will be without the keyboard, without power button, without everything. So don't touch this connection right there. If that tip was useful, leave a like. All right. The likes do help the channel grow, and the more people watch the videos, the less chances we're gonna get a horribly taken apart laptop here. So yeah, again, the reason we show you all that so that in case you decide to ship it away, you can just send us the motherboard if you want. You can send us the whole laptop. Again, this is the proper hinge. This is a reverse hinge right here. Like that. Like that. Okay. Good. Now we want to take the monitor off. This is one long screw. Here is another long screw. All right, flip this guy over like that. Wonderful. All right, so 4 long screws here. And, okay, so you don't want to be... You don't want to be messing with that hinge on the other side. So here we got 2 more screws right here. One. All right, I don't want to strip the head off of the... Well, this nothing gonna happen to the screw, but my drill bits, they are soft. Good luck. Okay, so I need some elbow grease here. Alrighty, so here, much thicker screwdriver. Alright, come right out. And honestly, I think this thing isn't properly put in there, but anyways. Here, so we take the screen off. So if you're watching this video as a tutorial on how to replace the screen, this is how. You can just buy the screen and hinges and replace it that way. Now we're getting to the battery. This is the battery right here. You can unscrew this screw, that screw, that screw. Well, probably not that one, but this one. 1, 2, 3 screws. Pull out the battery, and that's how you replace the battery. Simple as that. You don't even need to remove this the screen. All right. Next thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's all on the motherboard here. Alrighty. Oh, seems like that's one more right there. You want to make sure that nothing is stuck in those guys right here. You also want to remove this tape right here, because this tape is gonna hold you down quite significantly here. Okay, like that. So garbage the tape. Now, taking the motherboard out is where it's kind of tricky, because you got the heat sinks that grab onto everything, and you got this guy that doesn't want to come out easy from that side. So that's pretty much built into there. So my understanding, we have to work from this end. There are two ports right here that we can probably kind of pull out like that, then pull the motherboard upwards, and not that fast because we got one more screw right there. All right. Okay. Okay, like that. Set the whole thing aside. And now we're looking at the jack. Ooh. Somebody was already at it. Yeah. No, that's not how you do it, guys. Let me show you how you do it. All right, this is not how you do it. No, 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 no. Even though you did a good job, but that's not how you do it. I need to get this guy out of here because I'm gonna be using hot air station. And hot air gonna melt everything here, including this this thing. All right. Now to protect the motherboard from the hot air station, from the hot air gun, I'm using the Kapton tape to insulate the area around. The Kapton tape you can buy from the link below, from the Amazon. And the reason I put the tape here so that nothing will get melted and that the nearby components will still be in place when I'm done with it. So like that. So that component right there gonna be just fine. It's not gonna fly off the motherboard, and probably wanna put some on the back right there. All right, like that. Like that. Yeah, and we good here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some new solder, new flux. I'm gonna drop it from the motherboard, and then I'm gonna use the hot air, by the way, to drop it from the motherboard. I'm gonna add some flux. The flux is gonna let the new solder mix with the old solder much better, and it will allow me to much easier dropping this guy from the motherboard. So let me show you how I'm gonna do it in this soldering chamber. Alrighty, so here we got the flux. Again, the flux is available from the link below off of the Amazon. And here where we're gonna put some hot air on top of it. And that's not the point. You wanna put the hot air more towards the inside of the motherboard because the outside of the motherboard gonna warm up pretty well. So once the soldering iron is hot and nice and hot, you wanna power up the hot air station just a little bit. And you wanna add the new solder to all of the joints. All right. All right, and now just move everything around to make sure everything will penetrate. And the jack will drop by itself. Eventually it's gonna drop by itself. Well, the reason it's not dropping because my temperature is way off here. Like that. Like that. So not as much air, don't use too much air, just use the least amount of air, but not as much temperature. All right, I can see the damage right there already. So here. All right. Come on. Okay, let me reduce the heat a little bit on the motherboard. I need to... All right, you see the board is still good as it turns out. I was thinking the board is already oxidated too much. But no, the board is quite nice. All right. Alrighty. And let's do this side right here. And here what we're gonna do on this end is just suck as much solder as possible from that center pin. All right, so now we're all nice and clean. As you see, I restored the board to original, pretty much original, yeah. Wonderful. The only thing is right there, I don't really like the way how it's, well, no, I mean, it's gonna be all right once I'm done with it. And I would like to show you what you need to do, the secret to making the system work forever. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, the secret is to clean it now, to make sure everything is nice and clean. And let me go find the jack like that. Let me first clean it up. Now, did I tell you I'm gonna show you a secret to doing this successfully? And again, that's the reason why we get more money from donations. From donations than from advertising. So here, what I'm gonna do is connect this wire down from right there, pull it like that, okay? And the next thing I'm gonna do, put some flux right there, put some all right. Now what I want to do is I want to hold down that wire while I'm soldering it in place right there. Good job. Okay. This wire has to go through the jack, through the hole. Cut it off right here. Now let's remove the, oh, by the way, we can already remove the Kapton tape because we already desoldered the jack just fine. And here, we're gonna install the new jack. That's a new jack. That's the old jack. All right. So we're gonna install it like that. But before we're gonna install it, we wanna do lots of flux. Flux right here, flux right there, and flux right there. And now we're gonna just put this guy through like that. And the next thing we're gonna do is make sure that the wires I put through the motherboard are facing upwards, like that. Well, I will show you once I'm done what I meant. But here is I just gonna add some solder right there. Make sure that it's all nice and tight. Some solder right there as well. All right. And here, let's put it on one of those suspensions and add some more plugs. And add a little bit solder here. And a little bit solder right there. Some solder right here. All right, good job. And some solder right there. And those two I could even bridge together because that's both minuses. And that's the hardest point right here. That's where you need to add as much solder as you can possibly add. So just keep adding the solder to the positive. Make sure it solders with the board on the bottom. All right. And you see the wire got also some solder on the wire. All right. And on the back end here, I need to add some solder to the wire and the pin. So they would be just like one. All right. All right, good job there. And here again, I just wanna add just wanna flow some more solder, so it would be all penetrating down under. All right, good job. So you see, in this kind of repair, even if the connection to the motherboard gonna fail, the wire will still be conducting the electricity to the nearby component, and everything will be all right. And I will never have to see this laptop here ever again. So now what I have to do is clean this thing up. Okay, like that. You see, this is the most beautiful job there is. All right. Now, hopefully, once I put everything back together, everything should work. Hopefully. Wanna clean up this side as well. Like that. Like that. Let me see if the minuses are... Yeah, minus is gonna be just fine. So you see the minuses right there are both shorted. And that means that this one gonna work, that one gonna work, that one, everything gonna be just fine. And here is the plus that's shorted to this component right there. All right, so let's shut down the soldering iron. All right, I'm not sure where exactly did I press the pause and I didn't come back. So here's what I did. I put the motherboard back in, connected this wire, connected that wire. This wire is still disconnected. I put this screw in there, this screw in there, and that screw in there. So 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3. And that's 4 right there. And the way you put the motherboard in, you put it like that. And then you try to guide those two guys in there by prying this to the side. I apologize, I didn't show you the most important aspect. I just can't believe that I didn't unpause the video. All right. All right. And you got one more right there. And one right here. Okay, looks good. Yeah, looks good to me. Those two guys are connected. Let's make sure that this guy is gonna be connectable. All right. And now is a good time to connect the okay, like that. Well, on that side we got two screws. All right, so let's... Okay, good job. Now, well, we have another screw that we need to put right through it. Okay, good job. Now we can set this guy like that. And we got this bracket that goes on top. Even though it probably doesn't do anything since the jack was broken anyway. Alright, so like that. And we got two screws here. One and two. Okay, good job. Good job. We got one more screw right there, which I kind of missed because the cable was down here. Anyways, now let's see what we can do here. We connect this wire. Let's switch to the close-up. So we're gonna connect this, whatever that cable is, probably a webcam. And here we only got one wire, okay, yeah. So we got one wireless cable right there. Put like that. Okay, but I would like that to be a little bit more straight, like that. Okay, like that. Something's missing here. There should be something connecting to... Okay, so that's missing. It's from the cable that's gonna come from the speakers. Okay, never mind. So this is gonna go right here. Here I got the cable right there, and make sure this cable is to the side, because otherwise it's gonna get caught right here and you're gonna screw up your wireless connection. So probably a good thing to just set it like that, a bit higher. All right, and here, right here, what we need to do is we need to put this bracket on. And we need to screw that bracket in place like that. All right. Looks good. All right. Now it's a little bit too soon for me to flip it over because I still have a... Ooh. All right, so that was a mistake on my part. Anyways, it's no big deal. Everything's fine. All right, so here we got this screw. Now we have to remove that back cover one more time. All right, set it like that. And now what I want to do is, where is the other cover? Okay, here. We want to move this guy to the side. We want to connect take your time here. Okay, like that. So once it goes in, the black line, you shouldn't even see a black line. It should be inside in there. All right, so lock this guy in place. All right, so here. Okay, so here. What I need to do now is connect this portion right there. Flip this guy like that. Microphone is in the way. All right. So something like that. We close it down now. Oh, hold on, I didn't see, did I connect the battery? Yeah, I connected the battery, all right. So let's close this down like that. Let's close down this side like that. Come on. Come on. Okay, good job here. Now we want to set this guy aside like that. And we got two screws. Two relatively long screws. One is going right there. Another one going in right here. Good job. Okay, so here is what I was talking about right here. Okay. I don't want to be touching. So no cable's gonna get caught in the way. Good job. Here like that. Just gonna connect three long screws right here. And screw them all down on the lowest torque. Alrighty. We got four more screws right here. Okay. Here we got two long screws, one right there, one right there. Okay. Close down right here. Close down right there. Two screws right here. One and two. Okay. And fell. Okay. And we got this guy right there. Alright guys, if the video was helpful, please leave a like button. If there's anything we can improve on, I mean, obviously the cameras, but maybe in a year or so we can upgrade to something with the donations. So here I know this is good. We plug it in. Alright, and we get an orange light right away right here, which we didn't get before. So unplug it, plug it back in. Alright, the connection is nice and solid. We're gonna power it up and make sure that it does work. Overall, the repair takes about an hour. So if you're local, stop by. We're gonna be able to fix it in about an hour. The price for 2020 is $100, but depending how well the communism gonna take over in the United States and if the inflation gonna happen, again, check the website first before sending anything away. The website is powerjackrepair.org. Right here, should be right there. All right. Anyways, leave a like, subscribe, stay safe, and let's see if we're gonna get the icon right there. That's gonna say that everything's plugged in and everything charges. So here, let's switch to this view. Alrighty, so as you can see right there, it shows plugged in. So I'm gonna unplug it and it switches. Okay, now I'm gonna plug it back in. Alright, right there, you see? So unplug it. Plug it back in. Right there. And I could wiggle it around, but I don't want to stress test it. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and you guys have a good day. Thanks. Bye.